Seconds later are hit by a massive amount of sound energy. You collapse, clutching your ears, hoping for the pain to stop. Just before you black out, you manage to glance behind you and see that it's a bird. It's a plane. It's a plane? The poll I took of the 18 of you, 15 said they were moderately to very interested in learning more about sonic booms and other related phenomena. To those of you who said they were not interested, I hope to change your mind. I personally have witnessed a sonic boom at an air show, and even though from a large distance away, have experienced how powerful and dangerous they can be. The sonic boom is an effect of breaking the sound barrier that has taken much to accomplish, and being very powerful can be quite detrimental to one's health if experienced. In this speech, I will first talk about what sonic booms are, why they happen, and explain other related phenomena. Then I will discuss some of the difficulties and that had to be overcome in order to break the sound barrier, as well as objects that have.
I think it's fine.
Finally, I'll talk about why sonic booms matter, both in day-to-day life and the big picture. So what is a sonic boom? Well, a sonic boom is the audible boom that is generated when an object travels faster than the speed of sound. This boom is caused by the forcing together of pressure waves emitted by the object. Pressure waves travel at the speed of sound and are emanating from all objects, always. When an object catches up to one of its pressure waves and emits another pressure wave, the two waves collide, creating a single shock wave of energy. How loud the boom created by this shock wave is dependent on how large the object that created it was. Since objects traveling through air are always emitting pressure waves, sonic booms are not only heard when an object first breaks the sound barrier, but all the time it is traveling faster than the speed of sound. This creates what is called the boom carpet, which is the area of ground affected by a sonic boom. The Mach cone is the imaginary cone that trails behind an object traveling faster than the speed of sound. This is the area of disturbance in which the boom carpet is included at the very bottom and only makes up a small amount of it. According to an article published in 2008 by Encyclopedia Britannica, a well-known publisher of, you guessed it, the Encyclopedia Britannica, the trailing parabolic edge of that cone of disturbance intercepts the Earth, producing on Earth a sound of a sharp bang or boom. Now that we've discussed what sonic booms are, we can move on to the difficulties and accomplishments in this field. Interestingly enough, the first human invention to ever break the sound barrier was the bullwhip. The crack heard when the whip is snapped is the creation of a mini-sonic boom. Unfortunately, breaking the sound barrier is not so easy for larger objects like planes. The air resistance becomes too much to overcome, and a TED-Ed video written by Katerina Kaori, who has a doctorate in applied mathematics, published in 2015, describes it well. Turbulence becomes too great, leaving the pilot no choice but to go into a steep dive, which often resulted in a crash. Chuck Yeager was not one of those pilots. He was the first American to break the sound barrier in a plane, specifically a Bell X-1. Yeager was probably not the first human to break the sound barrier, though, as some fighter pilots during World War II probably took a steep dives and evasive maneuver and accidentally broke the sound barrier. Now that we have elaborated more about objects and people that have to do with sonic booms, we can finally talk about why sonic booms matter, both in day-to-day life and the big picture. Sonic booms create massive quantities of sound energy, and which, if experienced by a human, can result in serious injury, or sometimes even death. They are usually around 200 decibels, which is enough to rupture a human eardrum, and even cause the body to go into shock. If one comes within a reasonable distance of a human, they will be moderately to completely deafened, or even killed. There's another reason sonic booms are important. They represent the constant and obsessive quest for knowledge that is so characteristic of the human race, which we will soon be a part of. An article about Chuck Yeager, written by Tom Wolfe, a writer with a doctorate in American Studies, that was published in 2013, said that 13 pilots died simply in basic training. Each and every one of those pilots knew they were taking a huge risk in trying to break the sound barrier, but each and every one of them kept on with it. As Eve students, we will become some of the top individuals to contribute to the search for knowledge that is so characteristic of us humans. To wrap up, In this speech, I've talked about what sonic booms are, and why they happen, and explained other related phenomena. Then I talked about some of the difficulties and accomplishments relating to sonic booms. Finally, I talked about why sonic booms and themselves and knowing about them matters. Breaking the sound barrier and causing a sonic boom has taken much to accomplish, and yeah. This phenomenon is extremely dangerous, and you don't want to come into contact with it. I hope you have all learned something about sonic booms, and to those of you who said they were not interested, I hope I've changed your mind. Thank you.